Ellie,
Hi,
thank you so much for coming to dinner. I'm
Thanks
so
for
glad you
having
could come.
me.
I'm
Yeah,
just gonna go check on the food really quick.
great.
Yeah,
And I just want to make sure that there's no dairy.
no dairy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make that happen. No worries.
And actually, no rice or really any whole grains like quinoa. No beans, no sugar, and don't worry about wine or anything like that.
Okay, so what can you eat? What's going on? Are you dieting or fasting?
Oh no, neither of those. I'm doing the Whole30.
Okay.
So for 30 days, I can't eat dairy, sugar, alcohol, grains, starchy vegetables, baked goods, junk food, beans, or legumes.
Wow. So you're dieting,
No, it's a lifestyle program.
but you're eliminating foods from your diet. It sounds like an elimination diet to me. Are you aware of how this could backfire?
Not really.
Okay, have you heard of restraint theory?
Nope.
Okay, so the restraint theory was proposed by Herman and Pahlavi in the 1970s and 80s, and it represents the finding that restrained eating or dieting often results in overeating and weight gain due to disinhibition that's brought upon by stress or preloading.
Wait, what?
Okay, so for example, in a study by Herman and Mack in 1975, 45 women were randomly assigned to drink one of 0, 1, or 2 milkshakes. And after consuming 0, 1, or 2 milkshakes, the participants rated the flavors and then proceeded to another taste test. The subjects could taste as much of the ice cream as they wanted as long as they rated their preferences. The researchers had also determined whether or not the subjects were dieting. Turns out that the women who had been dieting were significantly more likely to eat a lot more ice cream than the non-dieting women. So their self-control flew out the window.
Well, I have great self-control.
But that study is just one of several dozen highly supported research studies that would suggest that you will, in fact, reach a breaking point. Anyway, I don't want to lecture you tonight. I'll go get the dinner. I'm sure it'll be okay if there's maybe a little dairy or something in there.
Actually, no mess ups. Once you do, it's all over.
Why are you doing this?
Well, I really did my research on the Whole30 website, and Whole30 can end unhealthy eating habits, can help with my metabolism, can heal digestive tract issues, can help with my energy levels and headaches, aches and pains, skin issues.
Yeah.
And also, I'm not really trying to lose weight, but it does tell you to weigh yourself before and after, so I feel like it'll be an added bonus.
Wait, so you've been having like serious digestive problems and serious pain? I'm just so sorry.
Well, not really. I've been pretty tired, and I have acne, and sometimes I have aches and pains and headaches, and I feel like I eat more than I should, and I've had a pretty cluttered mind, and the website says it'll balance my mind, and I've been pretty moody, and it says this will balance my hormones, and so I feel like this is exactly what I need for these problems.
I don't know. It seems like the marketers of Whole30 might just be trying to convince you that you have problems only they can solve. I mean, you had that giant exam last week, and you didn't sleep a lot. I mean, I think that's why you're tired, right?
Yeah, but I bet if I'd been doing Whole30, I wouldn't have felt so tired.
Okay, well, so how's it been going so far?
Well, actually, I feel really, really tired, and I feel like I've been craving foods a lot more than normal, but I know it's healthy, so it'll be worth it.
I just don't know if this is healthy. I mean, some of these foods actually have huge benefits. Research has found a lot of pros to eating foods like whole grains. So for example, there was a meta-analysis, which is a study of a lot of studies. It was by McRae, and it found that whole grains may increase satiety and insulin function. This was actually a meta-analysis of meta-analyses, so it included over 250 randomized controlled trials. This supports the benefits of including whole grains in one's diet, which is discouraged in the Whole30 diet. Furthermore, in a longitudinal study by Jacobs, Anderson, and Blumhoff in 2007, whole grains were found to actually reduce inflammation. The researchers followed over 41,000 postmenopausal women for 17 years and tracked their whole grain intake over time. They also controlled for age, smoking, adiposity, education, physical activity, and other dietary factors. Through validated statistical analyses, they found that inflammation-related death was inversely associated with whole grain intake.
Okay, so maybe whole grains aren't that bad, but dairy is bad.
Well, actually, another meta-analysis by Anvani and other colleagues in 2017 analyzed 13 randomized control trials that tested the effects of dairy intake on satiety. So that's feeling full or satisfied. So dairy products were significantly associated with increased satiety. And although increased satiety does not directly lead to controlled appetite, it very well may lead to controlling one's appetite. Another study, Labonte and colleagues in 2013 conducted a systematic review on the literature on dairy and the biomarkers it has on inflammation. They did not find significant findings that would suggest that dairy leads to inflammation in the general public. Okay, so AKA, these foods aren't bad. I mean, yes, some people can react poorly to grains and dairy and other foods, but these reactions are the exception and definitely not the norm.
Okay, well, all of this sounds really valid, but there are 2 books written by Whole30, so...
So it was created by a doctor, maybe somebody with a PhD, somebody who's done extensive research behind the program?
Yeah, Melissa. She is a CISSN, which sounds pretty legit.
A certified international sports nutritionalist? You know that just requires a college degree and passing one test. I mean, that's what Fred just got last week. I think he studied for like a few weeks, if that. The marketers are really trying to emphasize the credibility of the creator of the program. In order to make the program seem more legit, you must look into these titles before trusting people with their health programs.
Okay, well, there are a ton of people on their website who talk about how it's worked for them. It's like changing lives. I mean, I got pretty emotional when I was reading these testimonials. Dominique said that it helped her with her extreme anxiety, and Andrea B. doesn't have to use her inhaler anymore. And Heidi M. lost over like 70 pounds after her pregnancy caused her to gain too much weight.
I just would be careful with those testimonials. I mean, are you sure they're even real people? The marketers of Whole30 could easily be creating them or taking them out of context to make the program look better. And plus, I mean, it's not like you have some of those serious medical problems or can relate to those situations. I just don't think those testimonials are relatable to you.
Well, I really only have to make it through 30 days.
Wait, why 30 days?
Because that's the time it takes.
The time it takes to do what?
To feel great. And after 30 days, I will have lost weight and I won't have any aches and pains or headaches anymore.
I mean, Ellie, 30 days is just not long enough to totally heal from a lifetime of poor eating and to rid yourself of bad eating habits. Are you aware that they have contradicting claims even on their own website? So on one page, they tell you that the Whole30 will completely change your life. And on another page, they say that decades of less than healthy behavior often cannot be fully resolved within a month of healthy eating. So they say that for some people, a lot of people, it takes over 60 days to really feel any kind of benefit. Okay? It kind of defeats the Whole30 if you ask me. I mean, but say anyway you do it for 30 days, and then what? Will you just go back to your old ways? I mean, how sustainable is that?
Well, I'll have taken control over my life and my weight.
I mean, Ellie, I'm sorry to burst your bubble again, but back to this restraint theory. No. Okay, so you mentioned weight loss, okay? Well, many studies actually suggest that dietary restriction, like not letting yourself eat certain foods, might actually lead to binge eating or weight gain, okay? So for example, in a study by Hunt and colleagues in 2017, they found that among college students, there was a significant association between dietary restraint and weight gain. Though measurements in this study rely on self-report and the sample does not represent that of people who may participate in Whole30, the study suggests that dietary restraint, like that encouraged in Whole30, may contribute to weight gain.
Oh no.
I know. I mean, do you really think this is worth the time and energy this is taking? If you really think that you may have an intolerance or an allergy to something you're eating, or if you have chronic health problems, then you need to go talk to your doctor about it. Just cutting almost everything out of your diet all at once is not going to help you find the solution to your problems. It's not sustainable, it's not necessary, and it's just so extreme.
I just want to be healthy.
I know. But did you know that there are actually dietary guidelines out there for us to follow if we are wanting to eat a healthy, balanced diet that is sustainable and allows us to fuel our bodies with good, healthy, yummy nutrients? So one example is actually Harvard's healthy eating plate. And nutrition experts at Harvard developed these recommendations. So think of it like a new and improved food pyramid.
Oh, and look, it says that whole grain should take up 1/4 of your plate. And it allows for 1 to 2 servings of dairy products.
Yes. And these recommendations were based on validated research that suggests that those who follow the guidelines had a lower risk of cardiovascular and chronic disease. There's definitely much more scientific support backing these guidelines than the Whole30.
Okay, I guess I let this diet convince me that I have a problem that I don't even have. I just really feel like they knew my struggles exactly. But yeah, now that I think about it, probably anyone could identify with these struggles Whole30 claims to get rid of.
Yeah. All right, come on, let's go eat the healthy food that I prepared. Moderation, my friend, moderation.